Have you ever wondered what a worm moon lunar eclipse is? Well, let's delve into the celestial realm to uncover this fascinating phenomenon. Full moons have held a special significance in many cultures throughout history, marking the passage of time and rhythm of life. Each full moon has a unique name, reflecting seasonal changes and agricultural cycles. Now, the worm moon is a term that might pique your interest. This intriguing name signifies the end of winter, when the ground begins to soften, welcoming the emergence of earthworms. The sight of these tiny creatures signals the return of robins and other birds, a heartening sign that spring is just around the corner. But when this worm moon aligns with a lunar eclipse, the spectacle becomes even more captivating. This is when our planet casts its shadow on the moon, creating a mesmerizing visual display in the night sky. Now, you might be curious about how this fascinating event was first discovered. The discovery of a worm moon lunar eclipse is rooted in ancient observations. Long before the advent of modern astronomy, ancient cultures were keen observers of the moon and its cyclical dance across the night sky. They noticed the recurring pattern of full moons, each one distinct, and tied them to the rhythm of the seasons. The term worm moon, for instance, originated from Native American tribes. They observed that as the ground began to thaw from the bitter cold of winter, earthworms would reappear, attracting the birds that signaled the arrival of spring. This natural event coincided with the full moon in March, thus earning the name worm moon. These ancient cultures didn't have the benefit of telescopic technology or advanced lunar studies, but their acute observations and understanding of nature led them to discover the worm moon and its link to the lunar eclipse. They may not have fully understood the celestial mechanics involved, but they recognized the pattern and its significance to their lives. So we've learned about the origin of the worm moon lunar eclipse. But when can you witness this celestial event? Spotting a worm moon. Lunar eclipse requires some planning. You see, the worm moon traditionally graces our skies in March, signaling the end of winter and the onset of spring. This lunar phenomenon takes its name from the earthworms that emerge as the ground thaws, a sure sign that warmer days are on the horizon. The timing of the worm moon is as predictable as the changing of the seasons. But a worm moon lunar eclipse? Now that's a rarer sight. In fact, our next opportunity to witness this spectacle is right around the corner. On March 24th to 25th, 2024, the worm moon will take on a whole new allure as it slips into Earth's shadow in a penumbral lunar eclipse. While this event is certainly worth marking on your calendar, remember that visibility can vary depending on your location. So, it might be a good idea to check local listings or astronomy websites for the best viewing times in your area. You know when to look for it, but how can you actually see a worm moon lunar eclipse? Observing a worm moon lunar eclipse can be a magical experience. However, to truly appreciate this celestial spectacle, you have to know how to see it. One of the most essential tips is finding a location with minimal light pollution. The darker the sky, the better the view. This might mean heading out of the city into more rural areas where artificial lights are less prevalent. Now, while the worm moon lunar eclipse will be visible to the naked eye, using binoculars or a telescope can significantly enhance your viewing experience. These tools can help you see the moon in greater detail, allowing you to appreciate the stunning transformation it undergoes during the eclipse. Remember, patience is key. The eclipse doesn't happen in a flash. It's a gradual process that unfolds over time. So, set aside ample time to watch and make sure you're comfortable. A lawn chair, warm clothes if it's cold, and some snacks can go a long way in enhancing your stargazing experience. So, we've covered what a worm moon lunar eclipse is, its discovery, when and how to see it. But why does this event occur in the first place? The occurrence of a worm moon lunar eclipse is all about alignment. In essence, it's a cosmic ballet involving the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun. For a lunar eclipse to happen, these three celestial bodies need to line up in a direct straight path. Here's how it works. The Moon orbits around the Earth not in a perfect circle, but on an elliptical path. This orbit is also tilted by about 5 degrees with respect to the Sun's path, known as the ecliptic. Now, the points where the Moon's orbit crosses the ecliptic are called the Moon's nodes. When the Moon is on the same plane as the Earth and the Sun, falling on one of these nodes, and it's a full moon phase, that's when the magic happens. The Earth, coming between the Sun and the Moon, casts its shadow on the moon, resulting in a lunar eclipse. In the case of a worm moon lunar eclipse, it's the same celestial mechanics at play, just with the full moon in March, traditionally referred to as the worm moon. And there you have it, the fascinating journey of the worm moon lunar eclipse from its ancient discovery to the celestial spectacle it is today.